their objection is always going to be the same. Usually it's, I don't know if this is the right time. I don't know if I have enough money, which usually isn't the case because if they're talking to you, they have some money, like even if it's like 5, 10 grand, right? Um, I got to talk to my partner, my wife, husband, whatever it is, time, money, and then it's a little bit of fear and doubt, right? So the fear and doubt's easier to handle in that I always tell people like, hey, thank you for letting me know about your situation, a little bit of your fear and doubts with that. You notice I'm shaking my head. So I'm saying yes, but I'm still disagreeing, right? Something I learned from one of my coaches. Well, he is a coach. I've been learning a lot from him. I haven't paid into his mentorship just yet, but his name is Joe Marcoux. He's from here in Winnipeg. Met him out in Mexico. But anyway, the objection handling framework that I've learned from other coaches and himself is you agree and then ask a question, right? So for the fear and doubt one, it's like, hey, thanks for sharing your fears and doubts. I know it's a big step and you're going into a new endeavor. Now, if you don't mind me asking, like, don't you agree that it's normal to fear something you've never done before? And then they'll be like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. They kind of understand that it's normal to be scared, right? And then that's where I kind of jump back into educating them, finding out, hey, what is it exactly that you're doubting? Is it the return? Is it my own skills? Because maybe if you're new, you don't have a track record just yet. And depending on what that second kind of objection is or the reasoning, then you kind of answer it with a little bit of education, right? If it's doubting that, let's say you guys don't have a track record just yet. Well, in that case, it's like, hey, we're working with Alliance Real Estate. We're working with Patrick Hilario here. He helps us with the mentorship guidance and he's done deals as well. So you can piggyback off my track record. And the framework I'll use is essentially like I want to find out their situation, their obstacles, and then their goals. It's, they get into the call with you. I always do a 2 call close. Later on, if I know they're very hot and they just want to be a money partner right away, I'll do a 1 call close. But for the most part, I'll take my time. First call is just figuring out, okay, like what obstacles are you running into? Like, why haven't you maybe done real estate on your own, or what's been stopping you to being a money partner for someone else, let's say. And then they'll explain like, okay, well, maybe I'm new to this, or maybe they're busy. And after you ask their questions, I always repeat back what they say. And it does 2 things. One, it just shows you're empathetic and that you're actually paying attention. And it lets you confirm too, like, okay, do I actually understand what they're saying, like what they're dealing
Gives
with?
you an understanding by repeating it. It
It shows that you're listening.
active listening.
Correct. So I'll do that. And then the next question will be something like, okay, cool. Like, let's start with the end in mind. Like, what is the ultimate goal here? And this is a little bit more general and vague in that you just want to know where they're trying to go. Some people want financial independence. Some people want to set up a retirement fund. Some people just want to taste real estate before doing it themselves.
Okay.
Right. So, whatever reason they have, what's their big goal? Then I break down into, okay, do they know the monetary goal? Like, yeah, there's this ultimate goal. I coach a lot of people. They want to live off the laptop lifestyle. And then they have this dream lifestyle set up. And we were doing a little bit of coaching on this yesterday. But it's like, hey, do you know how much that costs? Like, what's the monetary monthly income necessary for that, or the net worth necessary for that? Right. Some people won't know, some people will. And again, repeat back, kind of see. And what you're doing here is building a profile on these people. Because the more of these calls you do, the more you'll start realizing, okay, these are the people we're attracting. Are we okay attracting these type of people? If yes, awesome. Stick to the same marketing that you're doing. If you're finding it's a lot of tire kickers or people that are like serious, then maybe you'll want to change the creative or the marketing strategy of that. The other aspect too is figuring out, okay, who are these people who are actually converting to money partners? Because that'll be an example of your ideal client, your ideal money partner. It's like, most of my money partners, very rarely are they university students. They're usually out of university. They have a job, career, maybe some experience in real estate investing, but they're a little bit more ahead.
Mm.
With my students, it's a little bit different. I will have some students that are still in university and learning that aspect, right? Um, After that, it's figuring out, okay, how much money would they need to have to replace their current income? This is just future pacing later on. Like my goal is always to keep money partners happy and basically have a relationship with them over the next 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years.
Okay.
Right. Because I don't need that many money partners. I
So
just need a few
how much do we need to replace their current
current income.
current?
Yeah. It also gives us an idea of like how much they're making right now. Right. From there, then I jump into kind of like why do they want the money? And this is more like a personal question in that, like, what other goals do they have? What are more some personal goals that they want the real estate income, the passive income, the financial freedom to provide? Like I mentioned, some people want to travel, some people want to, maybe they want to get married in the next few years. Some people have kids and they want to put them through like hockey or different uh, activities. Let's find out what do they personally want. Some people want a personal trainer. I had someone, they're telling me they want to just like make some extra income so they can afford jujitsu classes. I'm like, cool, that's awesome. Right. And the key here is that we're not necessarily selling the money partnership. We're selling them on the value that money can bring to their life, like quality of life. Because let's say I borrow 10 grand. I know 10 grand, 10% annually, it's going to give me about $83.33 a month. If I borrow, if I lend that, let's say. So let's say I'm the lender. So for me, like, 83 bucks, 33 cents, like it's not life changing. In the beginning, if you've never had passive income, like that's pretty awesome. Like it took me, I think, 2 years to make 15 bucks a month passively through like dividend stocks when I first started earning money there. It took forever. But $83.33, grand scheme of things, probably won't change your life. So instead, we want to frame it as what does that $83.33 represent? Maybe that's your Netflix, your phone bill. Maybe that's your water bill or something. Probably not your water bill. It might be your hydro, depending if you're just living alone or something. But we want to attach it to what it brings. I had a money partner where they just wanted to have extra income for their child's like allowance. I was like, cool, like how much money a month do you want to give your kid? He gave me a number. I'm like, cool, well, times 12 divided by 10%. Here's how much you lend to me. I'll pay your kid that much every single month. Plus, your principal's not going down. It's backed by real estate. And then once the deal's done, you get everything back. Mm-hmm. So I'm not necessarily selling the dollar amount. I'm selling what that dollar gets you. That also does two things in that it helps me attract the people that are less greedy. They're not looking at the actual money. Money's great. We all know people want to make a little bit more money, but what they're seeing is like what that money brings them. Mm-hmm. Right? It's all about designing your lifestyle. Um, so that's the objection handling with educating them on fear and doubts, right? With talking to their partner, I'm just like, yeah, yeah, for sure. I just say, hey, I fully agree that you probably got to talk to your partner about this. That being said, like, what would you say if they said no? Usually, I say usually if it's like the guy, then he'll be like, oh, I'll still do it. If it's the woman, usually she'll be like, then I don't know, we'll have to see. Right. I'm a little bit harder on men. I'll be like, hey, like, how about we just do it? We'll do a fully refundable deposit. We'll get the paperwork at least started. And then, hey, if you like get in a huge argument and she makes you sleep on the couch, like, Kate, screw it. I don't want you getting in trouble for this. It's all good. There'll be more opportunities. It's in sales and marketing in general. It's like 7 to 9 touches before someone actually moves forward. And those touches don't have to be actual calls, right? They could be someone jumps on a Zoom call like this, someone jumps onto the Instagram call like this, or like we meet somewhere and like that's the first touch. Maybe they get my ebook, now they're in an email list, and they get a couple emails, that's 2 or 3 touches. Maybe then they jump on a call with me, they're like, I'm not too sure. And then a couple months go by, they jump on another call and like, okay, now I'm ready. Right. So it's rare that you'll get someone like off rip that they're already down. You're like, yeah, I'm going to sign up. I'll be a money partner, right?
That's probably somebody who has money to spare that.
Yeah, someone has money to spare, and also someone that's like really bought into your journey. Like people gotta know you, trust you, and like you. Start off with friends and family only. Even later on, like on my Instagram, when I ask for money and people want to be a money partner, I'll say friends and family only, right? You do want to be compliant with the SEC, like Security Equities Commissions. And then basically from there, advertise only to friends and family. And then once you get them on private calls like this, that's where you can essentially have that actual pitch. Like you'll never see me put in actual interest rates and what we offer and how much I'm looking for on my Instagram.
Oh, you keep it
It's super vague. Yeah, it's very just, hey, friends or family only. If you want to be a money partner, awesome. If you're not, that's all good. DM me the word money partner, and then I can start filtering them from there. Right. The marketing piece in general is, like I said, I mentioned before, it's documenting my process, but there's a couple posts that we do use. You want to bring attention to what you're doing, pretty much. So I always say, like, hey, if no one knows, like, if someone knows of me, I expect them to know that I'm in real estate.
And thank you again, Patrick, for this program. It changed my life. It changed my mindset. It changed everything. That was the best six weeks of my life.
I just want to give a shout out to my man Patrick. Just honestly been one of the best teachers that I've ever had.
It's a very informative course. Patrick works with you one-on-one, so if there's any questions or anything you might be doubting or you're uncertain of, he'll definitely be there to help. Honestly, highly suggest this course. It's taught me a lot through my journey.